At first, it was billed as the vacation of the future. The largest cruise ship ever built, Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas, was a floating city. 20 decks, over 7,600 passengers, 7 swimming pools. It was supposed to redefine luxury on the high seas. But in July 2025, that futuristic dream turned into something far more sinister. In the span of just a few days, 2 crew members lost their lives under chillingly different and incredibly disturbing circumstances. One vanished without a trace into the ocean. The other, fatally attacked by a coworker, before the attacker himself went overboard in a horrific finale that played out just feet from unsuspecting passengers. And Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas was now associated with something far darker than infinity pools and champagne brunches. It became the scene of a floating double tragedy, one cloaked in mystery, silence, and shock. In early 2024, cruise enthusiasts from around the world waited with excitement for the debut of Icon of the Seas, Royal Caribbean's $2 billion marvel. Nicknamed the Floating City, it promised everything. A suspended infinity pool, a mini water park, multiple neighborhoods on board, and a crew of more than 2,000 to keep every need met. But beneath the surface of glitz and innovation were long hours, mental stress, and claustrophobic crew quarters, a far cry from the luxury offered to guests. Crew members worked 10 to 12 hours a day, often for months at a time without a break. For many, especially those from developing nations, it was a shot at a better life. But by mid-July 2025, somewhere near the Bahamas, that illusion of paradise shattered. And it started with one man, going missing without a word. On the morning of July 6th, Icon of the Seas was cruising through calm waters off the coast of the Bahamas. Guests were already out on deck soaking up the sun, but a quiet panic was rippling among the ship's crew. A Royal Caribbean employee had failed to report for duty. His roommates hadn't seen him since the night before. His name has not yet been released publicly. A ship-wide search began. Every deck, every hallway, every possible area a crew member might retreat to in a moment of distress. Nothing. That's when the announcement came over the internal system. Man overboard. The ship immediately initiated emergency procedures. It turned around in the open ocean. Searchlights scanned the water, rescue boats were deployed, but he was never found. What troubled investigators most was this. There was no CCTV footage clearly showing him go overboard. Nothing definitive. And yet, he was gone. Had it been an accident? Did he choose to go overboard? Or had something far worse occurred in the shadows of the ship? Just 6 days later, while the crew was still reeling from the disappearance, Icon of the Seas was preparing for its next leg through the Caribbean. But something unthinkable was about to happen, this time in broad daylight. According to statements and reports obtained by People magazine and other news outlets, on July 12th, 2 crew members got into a heated argument near the crew quarters. What began as shouting quickly escalated into a physical altercation. Then, one crew member suddenly used an object as a weapon. Other crew members rushed to the scene, but it was too late. One man had suffered severe injuries and could not be saved. His name, like the first man's, has not been publicly released. What happened next stunned everyone. The other crew member, reportedly panicked and visibly shaken, fled the area, made his way to an outer deck, and before security could stop him, he went overboard. A second overboard case in less than a week. 2 crew members are gone. And now, one life taken by another's hands. At the time, passengers had no idea the full extent of what had happened. Some thought it was a drill when they heard alarms. Others filmed videos on their phones thinking it was a crazy party incident. One passenger who posted anonymously to Reddit wrote, "There were rumors flying. We heard someone had died, then later that someone jumped. We didn't really believe it until we saw the ship stop and the rescue boats go out. People were drinking cocktails while others were crying. Total chaos." Royal Caribbean released a brief statement confirming a tragic incident involving 2 crew members, but declined to elaborate. The cruise line said they were working with Bahamian authorities and providing grief support for the crew. But inside the crew quarters, morale was shattered. 2 deaths, 2 lives gone. And many were asking the same question. How could this happen? And could it have been prevented? While cruise passengers enjoy bottomless margaritas and live music, the reality for crew members is very different. Many come from places like the Philippines, India, Indonesia, or Eastern Europe, working months without days off to send money home. They live in shared cabins below deck, sometimes without windows. They eat in separate mess halls. They work silently, efficiently, always smiling. But beneath the surface, crew report exhaustion, stress, and a crushing sense of isolation. A former Royal Caribbean employee told Cruise Law News, "You don't talk about your problems on the ship. You just do your job. But I've seen people break. You're stuck for months, nowhere to go, no real help." In 2022, a similar case on another ship saw a crew member lose their life after allegedly reporting bullying and being overworked. Now, with 2 deaths just days apart on Icon of the Seas, experts are again asking, is the cruise industry doing enough to protect its crew? Despite media coverage, many facts remain unknown about what really happened in those 2 deadly incidents. Royal Caribbean has not released the names of the crew members involved. There's no available footage to the public. And while authorities say an investigation is ongoing, it's being handled by the Bahamian maritime officials who have a history of keeping cruise investigations quiet. This has led to speculation and conspiracy theories online. Some claim both incidents were connected. Others believe the first man didn't fall or jump, but may have been forced. Some allege Royal Caribbean rushed to keep things quiet to protect its brand new billion-dollar ship's reputation. The truth? We don't know. And that's what makes this story so chilling. For guests aboard Icon of the Seas, it was meant to be the vacation of a lifetime. But for the crew, it became a nightmare. A tragic reminder that even the most luxurious destinations can hold dark, dangerous secrets just beneath the surface. 2 men, gone. One under mysterious circumstances, another in an act of shocking violence. And both victims of a system that sells perfection on the surface, while hiding desperation underneath. Because even in the middle of paradise, deadly destinations are never far away. If you found this story disturbing or eye-opening, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Have you ever experienced something strange aboard a cruise? Or do you think cruise lines are hiding more than they let on? Let's talk about it. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.